mainly because of the low end on the cajon.
Oh, am I
Nothing
in your
personal.
way? Am I stepping on some kind of territory here?
You didn't hear that.
What can I say?
So are you asking for more on your monitor, Carl?
I've got that deep Shabbos.
Let's try your bass, Carl.
But it's all about.
Good?
Well, it's all about
Sure.
mixing with the
Yeah.
low end of the cajon. So I'll let you know. Yeah, it's that frequency.
It's Shabbos time.
Tonsillitis, it's not strep, I'm not sick, but I'm missing a whole range.
4 weeks.
2 weeks ago I had the flu. I haven't gotten everything back yet.
It was like in my calendar the day that a bunch of gigs was about to go where from 11th to January 17th I have a gig every day.
Oh my god.
Yeah. 2 days before Disney is I lose all this work. I told Amy, I'm like, I'm gonna take it easy on her.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're going to start over here where it says concluding song. If you look in your Sidurim on page 60, in the previous iteration of the Sidur, it was a preliminary song. So we're going to open up. These words are all about the sun setting behind the treetops, going out together to welcome the Shabbat Queen, the Shabbat Bride, with her angels of peace and rest. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But we're just going to start out with these words on page 60. They're in the Hebrew and the transliteration. The chorus is those last two lines of the first paragraph. Boi hamalka, boi kala. Let's come welcome Shabbat together. That's it. Boi hamalka. Boi hamalka. Boi kala. Shalom aleichem, malachei hashalom. Boi hamalka. Boi kala. Shalom aleichem, malachei hashalom. Chama merosh. Ha'ilonot nistaka, bואו ונצא לקראת שבת המלכה. הנה היא יורדת הקדושה המרוחה, ועם המלאכים צבא שלום ומנוחה. בואי, בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. Let's just try that word shalom. It goes like this. Just shalom. Shalom. מלאכי השלום. מלאכי Shalom. Just like that, one more time. Shalom. Shalom. Malachei HaShalom. Malachei HaShalom. Malachei Elyon. Malachei HaShalom. Boi hamalka. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, malachei hashalom. You got it. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, malachei hashalom. One last time, boi, boi hamalka, boi kala. Shalom aleichem, malachei hashalom. Boi hamalka, boi kala. Shalom aleichem, malachei hashalom.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome everybody. A little ringing. There we go. Welcome everybody. You know, turning off, ironically, is its own form of work. Moving ourselves from the busyness of the week to the business of Shabbat is a process. And Kabbalat Shabbat is an invitation. It's an invitation to begin to lower the shoulders just a little bit. It's an invitation to begin to open up the lungs a little bit. It's an invitation for the blood pressure to slowly go down and for the spirit to slowly begin to rise. And what an invitation we have for you tonight. We are incredibly blessed to have Josh Warshawski, looking behind you. Who? What? Me? Rabbi Josh Warshawski here with us, really one of the rising stars in the Jewish music scene today, together with the best collection of synagogue singers, our incredible Chazan, Amy Robinson-Katz, Carl Cedar, Liav Sofer, Howard Mirowitz on the harmonica. Oh, good Lord. We are going to sing our way into Shabbat. And my hope is for all of us that as we sing these new songs, as we sing them together, that we find ourselves moving out of the busyness of the week and into a sacred space where we can begin to flourish. We open and welcome Shabbat beginning on page 10 with Yedid Nefesh.
Amen. Thanks so much, Rabbi Greenwald. It's really wonderful to get to be here and get to spend Shabbat with this incredible team and with all of you. And we're going to try and take that message to heart and use these melodies that might feel a little bit new. So if something feels a little new or a little uncomfortable, just allow yourself to pause for a second and listen and soak it in, and then jump in whenever you feel ready. We're going to use this first nigun to just allow ourselves to prepare, to lower those shoulders, and to get ourselves into Shabbat as we make our way from psalm to psalm towards L'chad Odi, towards Shabbat, towards the way that we want to enter into Shabbat together. Here we go. Ay 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 Oh Yarutz Avdach Kemo Ayal Yishtachave El Muladarach Oh Yerablo Yedidutach Minofetzu Vechotam Ay 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 Oh, Ana Elna Refana La Beharot La Noam Zivach Oh, Asit Chazek V'titrape V'haitzalach Shivchat Olam Ay ay, 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 ay. Oh, Anayli, Mahmad Libi, Khushana, Ve'atitala. Ay, 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 Sukat Shelomah, Ota'ir Eret, Mikevodach Nagila, V'nismechavach, O Maherau, Kivam Boen, V'choneini, Ki me'olam. Ay, 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 So we're making our way on this journey towards Shabbat. Each one of these psalms that we're about to sing, leading us closer and closer, 6 psalms, one for each day of the week, leading us to Lecha Dodi, that moment when Shabbat really arrives. And Shabbat is really all about this journey, right? It's a journey from a place of work, a place of frenzy, to a place of calm. It's a journey that's both a physical journey. We come here and we gather in this space, and it's also a spiritual journey, trying to find a way to enter into Shabbat the way that we want to arrive on Shabbat. And this week's Parsha, Yaakov goes on a real major journey, a very big journey. He goes out from Beersheba, Vayetze Yaakov Beersheba, Vayelech Charana. And he goes out towards Haran. He goes away from a lot of trauma that was happening that he might have been the cause of, and he runs somewhere else. And on that journey, he falls asleep. And he has this crazy dream with this ladder and these angels. And he wakes up and he says this amazing phrase. He says, Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh v'anochi lo yadati. Wow, God is here in this place with me and I had no idea. I didn't know about it before. And the Hasidic masters look at these words and they say every word in the Torah is crafted intentionally, every word has to mean something, and every word matters. And so Rav Shimshon from Ostropol, who's an old Hasidic Rebbe, he looks at the end of each of those words, Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh. And he notices that the last letter of each one of those words spells out neshama, with Hashem right in the middle. Achen with the nun, yesh with the shin, Adonai right in the middle, bamakom with a mem, hazeh with a hey. Nishama, this extra soul that's right here with God in the middle. And it took Jacob going away from where he was to be able to find God within his own soul. Right? Based right there, right in the middle. And it says, Va'anochi lo yadati. And it was the anochi that was getting in his way. His own ego, his own I, his own isness was getting in the way of noticing the divinity, the holiness, the power that lies within each one of us and that lies that we could see in the people around us. So that's what Shabbat allows us to do, and we can find this extra soul just hidden right in there. That's what we're going to try and do. We're going to celebrate. We're going to try and find that extra soul and lift it up and bring it into Shabbat with us and figure out how we can make Shabbat present for us and holy. So we're going to start with these words on page 11, which are these words of this first psalm that we sing that are all about celebration. Lechu neranana, let's go, let's celebrate. And the big word we're going to focus on is naria. Naria means let's shout it out. Let's do this thing together. So we're going to shout out and we're going to try and hear every single holy soul that's present right here and that's present with us on the live stream, that's present all over, singing these same words in every synagogue all around the world. They sing out these words and try and find a way to enter into that spirit of holiness and Shabbat. So hopefully you'll hear that word come out and you'll shout it back to us with a lot of joy, with a lot of extra soul, with that spirit of Shabbat within. Lechu neranena l'Adonai, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, letzor yishenu nekadma fanav betoda. Naria, letzor yishenu nekadma fanav betoda. Bizmirot naria lo, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, letzor yishenu nekadma fanav betoda. Naria, letzor yishenu nekadma fanav betoda. Bizmirot naria lo. Let's try it all together. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, letzor yishenu nekadma fanav betoda. Naria, letzor yishenu nekadma fanav betoda. Bizmirot naria lo, bizmirot naria lo, bizmirot naria lo. Page 12, 13. Shiru el Adonai, shir chadash. Shiru el Adonai, kol haaretz. Shiru el Adonai, baruchu shemo. Basru miyom leyom yeshuato. Sapru v'goyim kevodo. Bechol ha'amim niflotav. Ki gadol Adonai, hu me'olam me'od. Norahu al kol Elohim. Ay, 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 ki kol Elohim ha'amim elilim. Adonai shamayim asa, od v'hadar לפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו. הבו לאדוני משפחות תמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו. שאו מנחת ובוא לחצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, חילו מפניו כל הארץ. אמרו לגויים אדוני מלך, אף תיכון תבל ואל תימול. ידין עמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ירם הים ומלואו, יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו. אז ירדנו כל עצי הארץ לפני אדוני, קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל וצדק ועמים באמונתו. ינאי נאי 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 ינאי נאי 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 We're going to turn together to the very next psalm. If you pick up, you'll look on
I think it's page 18.
page 18. Thank you. We're going to go to page 18.
Third line from the top.
The word zamruya. Let's sing out. Let's celebrate. Zemer is a very special word. On Shabbat, instead of singing shirim, which are songs, what we usually call a song in Hebrew, we sing zmirot. And Hebrew, again, it's such a beautiful language. All the words are totally interconnected. And we have one of my favorite things is gematria, which is Hebrew numerology, where words are connected to each other based on their numerical equivalent. But the word zemer is this powerful word. It's only used for a song that we sing on Shabbat. And it's especially holy. If you read the word zemer backwards, what word do you get? A remez. What is a remez? A hint. So on Shabbat, a song isn't just a shir. It's not just a regular song. It's something that's a hint of elevation, a hint of divinity. Zemer is a remez of holiness. So when we sing out Zamruya, we're not just singing a song. We're elevating this psalm to be something even more powerful when we get to sing it together, when we hear the harmonies, and we get to feel each other singing along. So we're going to try and hold on to those words, Zamruya. That's going to be our bass line. And it goes like this. And we can hold on to that almost the whole way through the song. It's just Zamruya, 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 Zamruya. Try that. Zamruya, 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 Zamruya. One more time like that. Zamruya, 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 Zamruya. So that's going to keep going a whole bunch of times, and you can hold on to that with us. And you'll hear, as we're singing along, the melody will lift itself up. Bechatzotzrot, you'll hear the trumpets shouting with the way that the melody is going, and we're going to sing out and try and lift that elevation, a little hint of something extra for Shabbat. Let's try again.
Zamruya.
Page 21, we rise.
We'll lift that zammer up with us. We'll sing out. This one has the word kol, the word voice. If we can hear the voice of Kol Adonai, the voice of God, all over the place 7 times, right? One for each way. Mizmor leDavid, Havul Adonai Elim, Havul Adonai, Kavod Laozai, Havul Adonai, Kevod Shemo Yishmor, Havul Adonai, Be'adrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod girim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai be'adat, Kol Adonai shover harasim, Vaishaber Adonai et alzei ha'banon, Vayarkitem kemo egel Lebanon, Besirion kemo mein rein, Kol Adonai achod zev lavotem, Kol Adonai achil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai achol elai alot, Vayefeso ye'arot, Uve'echalot, Kulo merkabo, Yeshev Adonai, Melech le'olam, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom.
Don't sit down yet. Don't sit down yet. Don't sit down. One of the cardinal sins of religion is that oftentimes we remember God and we forget each other. We remember as religious people that we're supposed to love God. Loving each other is harder. We remember as religious people that we're supposed to acknowledge God. Really seeing each other is harder. We do this service of Kabbalat Shabbat that's meant to welcome in the invisible presence of God and very easily miss the very visible presence of the stranger sitting right next to us. Tonight we are blessed with Vatikim, with veterans of this community and visitors, with people who haven't been here in a while and people who've never been here before, and people who are here on their own who need to be seen and welcomed and offered love and blessing this Shabbat. Before we welcome in the invisible spirit of Shabbat with L'Chadodi, let's welcome one another to this place with wishes of Shabbat Shalom. We've welcomed one another. We welcome Shabbat. Lecha Dodi is on page 23.
Hum diddy dum diddy lecha dodi, diddy dum diddy likrat kala, diddy dum diddy bene shabbat nekabela. Diddy dum diddy lecha dodi, diddy dum diddy likrat kala, diddy dum diddy bene shabbat nekabela. Hayalecha dodi. ולא תקרמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תמי. בך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה יראתי לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמשוש חתן, אכלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. אל יעניש בן ארצי, ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה לך דודי, לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת, נקבלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה ונשבת,
We turn to page 28 at the red arrow, Tzadik Tamar. Take your seats.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We've entered into Shabbat. We made our way through 6 Psalms leading into Lecha
So
Dodi.
nice.
And now here we are. So we're going to bask in it a little bit. We're going to try and take this one extra slow. Just try and hold on to that first step into Shabbat just for a little longer before we take our step fully into the doorway. Just look at the bottom here of page 28. Tzadik Tamar Yifrat Turn to one last psalm of Kabbalat Shabbat together. Psalm 93. It's on page 29. And we're just going to look at the 5 lines down from the top. Nasu neharot Adonai. And this is, there's a lot of nature metaphors in Kabbalat Shabbat, a lot of water, a lot of trees waving with us, wanting to get in on the singing action, the Zmirot that we get to be singing together. And here we're talking about these crashing waves and these rushing waters. As Rabbi Greenwald was talking about, there's a lot of noise happening in the world around us. And Shabbat is that time for us to sort of just retune the dial. Right? I know not many people have the dials in their cars anymore, but if you could just figure out where that radio dial is and just sort of tune to the frequency of Shabbat. And amidst all that noise, the social media and the news and everything, amidst these crashing waters that we're hearing in this psalm, louder even than the crashing waters is the still small voice of Adonai, if we can just find a way to hear it. So we're going to enter onto this sort of crashing melody with these waves that are going loud, and we're going to try and find a way to just hear that inner voice within us and hear that divinity as we enter into Shabbat. Nasu neharot Adonai, louder than the crashing of the waves. Can we hear that still small voice of Adonai?
those who are remembering a loved one, we rise on page 30 for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah. V'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. V'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudashah v'rechu. Le'ilah min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Before we transition into Mariv, it's a little different than what I was planning to say, but what's coming to me at the moment. This parsha that we have, Vayetze, is a parsha of motion. It begins, as Rabbi Roshevsky said, with Yaakov on the run. And then, immediately, he stops, moves, and then he lays down. And in that place where he lays down, where he stops moving, he has a vision of motion, up and down the ladder, of angels coming and going. And he wakes up and says, this place is the entrance point to heaven. It's interesting to me how we can take a whole journey without moving anywhere at all. That somehow, some way, that movement and that staying still can kiss and can complement. We started about an hour ago, coming in with whatever baggage we were carrying, with whatever this week held for us, with whatever sorrow, with whatever grief, with whatever loneliness, with whatever anxiety, and with whatever joy we walked in the door with. And we sat down in a seat, and most of us haven't moved from that place, and yet we're somewhere entirely different an hour later, aren't we? It's possible to move and stay still at the same time. It's possible to go on a journey, which is not a journey of physical distance, but it's a journey of spiritual distance. To go out from our place to something else, something different, something better, something higher. I just want to express gratitude to these incredible prayer leaders for taking us on a journey. Shabbat Shalom. Page 39. Please rise. And take your seats.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המרים הרבים.
Page 40.
אהבה תאכל תסר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Page 41.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזיזי ביתך ובשעריך. וים שנו תשנו מצוות אשר מצוותכם היה. Adonai Elohechem Amen. ואמונה כל זו ודאי עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. פתינו מיד מלאכים ומלכנו ומלכנו ומלכנו, האל הנפלא. לנו מצווה. Adonai Elohim, signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. On page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה מרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך Just repeat after me. Nora, Tehilo, Osei, Fele, Nora, Tehilo, together. Osei, Nachutecha rauvanecha, bokeh hayam livnei Moshe. זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו ביד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 45. It's a scary world out there. And so Hashkivenu is a prayer that we should lie down in peace and awaken to a more peaceful world for us, for our kids, for our grandkids. Page 45, Hashkivenu, prayer for peace.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim.
Hashkivenu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim.
Spread over us your canopy of peace. Blessed are you, God, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Yerushalayim. Page 46, we rise.
ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בבית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. יתקדם ויקדש שמי רבה, ועמד דברי קירותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה. שמי דקודשה בריחו ואלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירה בלמה ויאמרו
Night is a time for quiet, for inwardness. And so the Amidah, which we say 3 times a day, and we say aloud in morning and afternoon, we say quietly, privately, to ourselves and to God in the evenings. The Amidah begins on page 47. We'll take a few minutes of silent prayer, either from the book or from the words in your own heart.
יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, ועמד דברה קירותי, והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. וכולי, אלא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירם בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. תקבל צלותינו ותחון דכל ישראל, כל דם אבוהון דבישמיה, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ויאמרו Amen.
Lenu's on page 56.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל העם. לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, משה מקרוב בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובה מרומי. הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו, אמת מלכנו ארץ גדולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום בהשירו אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת. אין עוד על כן נגבה לך אדוני אלוהינו לראות מהרה בתפארת וזרע להביא גולים מן הארץ. עלים קרות ובוטים ובוטים. המלכות שלך היא ולעולמי עתידות בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. ושמו
Can be seated except those saying Kaddish or observing a yahrzeit. We say Kaddish is a testimony to the idea that people die, but love never does. In testament to that continuing love, We say these words on page 58. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudashah p'richu, le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata d'amiram b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. In a moment, before we have my friend Jacob Green come up and tell us a little bit about what's happening in the next 24 hours, there's a lot happening. I want to take the opportunity to celebrate the fact that we are here in this room. For those who are visitors here, who are guests here tonight, you may not know that we have been out of our sanctuary for just about a month as we get in a new sound system. I cannot think of a better Shabbat there has to be a more Jewish word than christen this sound system. Bris the sound system? No, doesn't sound right. And I want to express, on behalf of myself, on behalf of the cantor and the whole community, tremendous appreciation to Jay Witzling, who really has led this project, to Beth Adler, our executive director, who has managed so many of the details here, to Luis, who is our champion, who is our everything here, who has been instrumental in this process, to
Rabbi Spitz, who's been a part of this process for a while. This has been on the works for a few years, so thank you.
To many people who made tonight possible, made this newly revamped space possible. Incredibly grateful to all of you, and incredibly grateful to have you here, Rabbi Josh, to help us break it in. Jacob, want to tell us about what's going on?
Thank you, Rabbi Adam. Good Shabbos. Welcome, everybody. Like Rabbi Adam said, again, on behalf of the entire board, the entire community, President Abrams, who wanted to also express her thanks to Barbara Boehm for the generosity of this incredible project, and Jay, I echo the comments for your project management with Beth and the cantor and Rabbi Spitz and Carl and so many folks that made this incredible new next level of music so that we could hear Howard on the harmonica during Aleinu, right? So amazing. Thank you very much to everyone. And we have so many events going on right now in the next 3 to 4 weeks here at the shul, but just a few words about tomorrow. And again, Rabbi Josh, thank you for lifting us up tonight and kicking off this pretty incredible weekend that we have. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., Torah study with the great Mimi here at the synagogue. And then 9 o'clock, Nosh with Josh. The rumor has it there's going to be some Krispy Kremes and coffee and all kinds of good stuff. So join us for the Nosh with Josh. 9:30 services start. At 4:30, a special USY event for all of our USYers with Rabbi Josh as part of our very special weekend. At 5:30, join us, please, for Havdalah. 6 o'clock, Hollywood Bowl style, the concert with Josh and the band and the cantor. Bring your own BYOB. I'll just leave it right there. And you can pick up your box lunch and join us for a very special evening and concert all together as a community. So again, check the website for all the Hanukkah activities and all the happenings in the next 3 weeks. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
In a moment, we're going to close with a final nigun. Before we do, I want to invite you to please rise. If you're here with somebody that you love, this is a good time to put your arm around them. If you're here with somebody who you just met, this is a good time to ask consent and then put your arm around them. If you're here on your own, know that you are very much not on your own. You are here together with us. Know that if you are joining us virtually, you are also here in spirit in this room. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, God and God of all those who came before us, we ask your blessing on this beautiful community and this holy Shabbat. We ask that it be a day that renews us, that strengthens us, that reconnects us with the source of our being and that leaves us enlivened by its end. God, be with those who are struggling with illness, with loneliness, with fear, and with grief. Lighten their burdens and teach us how to lighten their burdens. And for those carrying joy in our hearts, help our hearts to swell big enough to hold that joy and make us ever grateful for the many gifts that we've been given. Yehi shalom b'chelech shalva b'armanatayich. May there be peace in our homes, tranquility in our hearts. And we say all together, Amen.
Ay, 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 nay, 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 ana, nay, na, nay, ay, nay, nay, nay. Ay, 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 nay, 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 ada, day, da, day, ay, day, day, day. Ay, 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 day, 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 ada, day, da, day, ay, day, day, day. Ay, 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 day, 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 ada, day, da, day, ay, day, day, day. Ya, da, da. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to all. Invite you to go and find places for dinner. Please, in the spirit of fellowship for tonight, make sure that you've got space welcoming to those who are our guests, to those who are our first-timers. We will give everybody the opportunity to make kiddush on your own and motzi on your own so that we can proceed directly to dinner. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbos.